Okay, so we are recording. So we got that going on. Ricardo, good morning, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing, Alan?
Good. All right, let's wait a minute or so and get the rest of the crew in. All right. So we got Josh. Good morning, Josh. How you doing, man?
You at home today?
I can hear you. Speak up.
Are you at home today?
The what?
Are you at home today?
Yeah, for now I'm home, and after that I got a place they usually go to. Yeah, just kind of work on my business and everything like that outside of the office. Um, all right, Kelly, how did it go yesterday with that listing? Did you get that rental listing?
She agreed to it and I sent paperwork last night for them to sign and they've not signed it yet. I also sent them a follow-up email saying, hey, I look forward to working with you, sent them the spuds for the lease property spuds. I sent them that, told them to do that. And I said, I sent you paperwork to sign to your emails. I've not seen anything back this morning yet.
Gotcha. Is it a vacant home or
Yes, it's vacant.
vacant?
Vacant.
Okay, so that means that you can maybe do some open houses there, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's for rent, but I mean,
Yeah.
might as well. You never know. Okay, great. All right, guys. So let's start. How was everybody's week? This week I felt like um went very, very quickly. I mean, my gosh,
Yeah.
yesterday was like Monday and today it's already Friday. How was everybody's week?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Quick. You're right.
Short.
short week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What were some key takeaways for you guys this week in your business?
Well, I lost the listing appointment that I celebrated the other day, so looks like I should have gone for 4% instead of 5. So lesson learned. Let's get at it.
It's a lesson learned, and we all go through it, right? But I mean, look at the bright side. I mean, you would not have that appointment, you would not get in front of that seller if you would not, made that phone call, right, to that St. Clee. So on a positive, I mean, that's an opportunity that you can guys have pretty much every day when you're working those leads, is that you will have those that are gonna sell and you're gonna have those that are looking to buy. So without making that initial phone call, Josh, would you get in front of that seller? No. So that's the positive of it. And plus, they're I teach agents on the commissions. I mean, right now you got to be so creative when it comes to the commission structure. The old ways of saying, hey man, pay me 5% or 5.5% or 6%, those days are gone, man. The sellers are super savvy. They know what's going on. They probably know more than we do sometimes. They're constantly getting bombarded with all these companies that are offering them, 0.5% or a flat fee or just buy their house outright. So we got to be nimble. We got to be shifty. We got to be creative. We got to present a lot of value in order to earn their business. I mean, you guys know what's going on with the market. It's like 2,300 single family homes in the entire Maricopa County MLS. So they get that. They understand that. I had a seller that called me yesterday, and I've been following up with this guy for 2 years. And he's like, you know what, Alan, I know the market is hot. I know I can sell my house tomorrow, but instead of selling it, I just want to put it for rent. It's like, oh, and we're not talking about like a $400,000 house. We're talking about $700,000 house. He wants to put it for rent. And he's asking me what he can get if he would find a tenant. I was like, oh, you're probably looking at around $3,500. But I said, why do you want to rent? He's like, well, I want that income stream. My mortgage on it is only like about $780 or $790. So he's going to be cash flowing over $2,000 every single month.
Oh.
And he's like, why would I want to sell it? I mean, he looks at his house right now as a milking cow. You know, there's a saying, you know, if you want to continue having milk every morning, don't kill your cow. Right? It's the same thing with the property that you own. Oh, Kelly, was that a little bit too funny?
I have never heard that.
I
Don't kill the cow.
I just made it up. I don't know. I think I heard it somewhere, right?
You're a funny guy sometimes.
Don't kill your milk cow, because, you know, if you want that milk to run out, I mean, why would you want to kill that milk cow, right?
Right.
It's the same thing with the property that you own, right? I mean, it's like, you know, why would I want to, like, I can get like over $2,000 every single month. That's close to like 27,000 a year. You know, he's in his 60s, you know, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, you know, so we'll see. I mean, he's still thinking about it. I cannot let him know that, hey, with this forbearance thing, there's some tenants out there that are not paying. So that's something that he needs to kind of think about it, because he's moving to Flagstaff. And I said, look, man, it's a 2-hour drive, and you're not going to have your ice here every day. You know, so, but we'll see. But anyway, the point I'm making is the fact that, you know, we just got to be creative, you know, and if that means, you know, we start with a very low interest rate, a very low commission rate on the list side, and then bump it up every week or so, you do it. You do it. If it has to be a flat fee, you do it. Just right now, we got to get the listings. When you get a listing, you're going to get a buyer, right? That's an automatic commission check for you guys. You know, I mean, Sam's got her listing under contract, right, Sam?
Yeah.
Kelly's got her listing under contract. Susan, did you get your listing under contract? The one on 59th and in Glendale Avenue?
Not yet. I received a few offers, but they were really low.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so we're just, you know, it will sell. We're just waiting.
Yeah.
I just got, I'm gonna get 2 under contract today.
Oh, congratulations. A buyer or a seller?
For my investor buyer, yeah.
Investor buyer. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And what price range?
So these are cheap houses, you know, like one is 215 and the other one is
Listen, I mean,
two-
I don't know. I don't know about you, but I mean, 215 is not a cheap house. I don't know. I mean, 215. is
well,
still-
yeah, that's for investment. So he'll flip them and I'll,
Yeah.
you know, I'll list it again for sale.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that adds up. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Good job, Susan.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, this will be 6 or 7 houses that we're working on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
the goal is 3 houses every month. So
Fantastic. Good job.
Right.
that's awesome, man. I mean, that's great. That's great. All right, guys. So what are some of the challenges that you guys experienced this week? You know, calling the sync leads, working the sync leads.
Hey, Alan, I had one that came up a couple times this week. And so I asked Alberto, you know, to help me with it. Here it is. I'm just looking for a foreclosure. I want the cheapest deal possible. I just want a foreclosed home.
Yeah.
And he showed me how to put that filter in sync, but also how to talk them kind of through that stuff about, like, you don't know what you're getting with a foreclosure. and things like that. And he kind of helped me with that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember getting, those leads 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, they're always
Mhm.
there, right? You're gonna have some that are looking for those foreclosure deals, short sale deals. You're gonna have some investors, right, that are doing the same exact thing, right? I mean, the reality of the matter is, I think ultimately what they want a deal, right? I mean, they want to have a deal, right? So for them, it doesn't really matter. I mean, they're thinking by buying a short sale or a foreclosure, they're getting a deal. But I mean, banks are smart. I mean, they know the market. They know they can get a top dollar for that house. A lot of them have the systems in place where they go in and they fix it up, they paint the house, they replace the carpets, they do all the things like Open Door does or OfferPad does, and it's back in the market pretty much for the retail price, right? Um, you can probably still get decent deals on the on auctions, like courts, court steps. They call them court steps. I don't know, they have court steps right now, like, but even with those, I mean, again, bankers are pretty smart, and the lowest bids are going to be high, and with those you got to have cash, with those
Right.
you got to be competing against other individuals, other investors, and there's just not that many out there. Like right now, if you look at a foreclosure list, it's a fraction what it used to be before, because there's a moratorium, right? There is a
Right.
forbearance. Now it looks like until June timeframe, where you know, pretty much the bank cannot foreclose on your property. Like they can't, right?
Mhm.
So, and that's something that you may want to explain to them. And then, kind of share with them what Susan is doing right now. What Susan is, and I'm assuming most of Susan's purchases right now for her investor are MLS listings.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So she is able to find those properties. They pay cash. They do a quick close. It's no seller repairs, as is, right? The whole 9 yards. And then they fix it up. They have a crew. They spend 20, 25, $30,000. Okay, and they put it back in the market, and most likely they're going to put it back in the market for 270, 275, maybe possibly 280, right? Even though the margins are not that great, I mean, they're still making 10, 15, 20 grand, maybe possibly more, right? Depending on the deal. So that's the way, if I were you, that's how I would kind of explain the opportunity. Say, hey, we got a couple of agents in our office, and they're buying 2 to 3 properties every single month, from MLS, right? And then from other sources, you can mention wholesalers. You can mention, some hard money lenders that will have some inventory, right? I mean, your job is to kind of dangle that carrot in a way where you get to have a chance to meet with them. Okay, and then based on the meetings, you kind of figure out and decide whether this is something that you want to touch on or deal with or work on, or no.
I did get a meeting with, I set up a meeting with one of the guys. I'm trying to get a hold of Joaquin. I set up a lender meeting because I started asking him about financing and if he had cash. And he goes, no, I'm going to have to finance it. I'm brand new in this. And I just thought a foreclosure would be better. And so I talked to him for a little bit and kind of wrapped it up and went through our script. And we have a meeting today at 4:00. If I hear back from Joaquin, I've not heard back from him.
It doesn't have to be Joaquin, so
So
It- Jake, right?
I'll do that with Jake then. I'll reach out
Yeah.
to Jake.
Yeah, I mean, Jake is there as well. So like, and like, nothing against Joaquin, right? But
Right.
like Jake is there and he's available. He's responsive. Like, utilize Jake, right?
Okay.
And if it's not Jake, then utilize one of your lenders, right? It doesn't
Okay.
have to be just Joaquin. So, you know,
Okay,
you gotta find a lender, whether it's Joaquin or it's Jake or whoever it is that will work for your client right away, right? So
right.
Jake, like Joaquin's dealing with some personal stuff as well. Like, you know, I don't know
Okay,
if you guys know, but his wife lost some family members to COVID and everything like that. I mean, it's just it's not the ideal situation.
okay,
So we got Jake, you know, so you know, utilize Jake as well, you know, call him, text him. He's gonna help you out. He's gonna help you out.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. My microphone wasn't working earlier. I posted in the chat one of Tina Tambauer's slides. And it's the forbearances for, can you post that or show that to everybody, Alan?
I think everybody has access to it. It's already there. I mean, you shared it with everyone.
Okay, it's just like, it's sort of like a bell curve in a way, like where it was really high years ago, and then it goes all the way down, like really close to, there's so few foreclosures these days. So if someone who needs financing and doesn't have cash and wants a foreclosure in this market where it's saturated with investors right now, and also like with COVID and them, you know, allowing them to stay in their home, you know, with, I don't know, what is it called again? Their grace period that they're allowed to have.
The grace period.
Yeah, like if people are staying in there, you just mentioned it. It was like when people can stay in their home longer because with they're not paying.
Forbearance?
No, it's like a COVID protection thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a forbearance where you basically, you know, you just don't
Oh
pay.
yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, so like with the forbearance then. But I don't really think it's that. I think it's they're just allowing them to stay there longer. I don't remember.
Possibly, yeah. You know, the banks right now, when you call a mortgage company right now, like the first question they will ask you is, you know, do you need assistance with COVID situation? Like that's what they do, right? So like they're gonna work with you, um, right? And some people really need help. You know, they need that assistance. They lost their job, or you know, they're not getting or making as much as money as they used to before. Especially the hospitality industry got affected tremendously. But you're also gonna have some people that gonna take advantage of it, right? But
Yeah, so like if they're allowed to stay in their house longer and they're coming up on that forbearance list, like it's just, you know, they're getting more grace because of COVID. So it's even harder because there's not investors, and then they have that situation going. And this guy doesn't have cash. I tell people that, oh, I want to get a house at an auction. And I was like, well, you can go stand on the steps. I don't really know how auctions work either. And you have to have cash for that. Do you need to
well,
finance or have cash? You know,
well,
so those are the kind of conversations like I get in, like if people
we,
think
we
like that.
yeah, we can. I mean, technically, we can assist them. The thing is, do you want to really go there? Like, for example, when it comes to that, I mean, again, I was talking to one of the VPs of a title company, and they do quite a bit of business in the valley, and they used to average 100 or so transactions a month before COVID, a month that were foreclosure originated, that were based on foreclosures, 100. Now they're averaging about 4 to 5 transactions a month, foreclosure based. So, you know, they're just not that many out there. I mean, there's still some maybe private foreclosures, right? But for the most part, banks are just not foreclosing right now. You know, now you can go to the court steps. You got to have a $10,000 deposit. Okay, so let's say you won the bid, you give them $10,000 deposit, and then usually within 24 to 48 hours, you got to come up with the difference. And that's cash or a hard money, which is cash. Okay. Now, if you're representing you know, your client, you got to be obviously careful. You want to make sure that you explain to them that, hey, you know what, my gosh, I mean, I don't know what's inside of the property. I don't know what condition the property is in. We don't know anything, right? You may still have like the owners of that property. They're buying essentially cat in a bag. That's what they're doing. Okay. And I know a couple of agents that used to do that quite a bit. I mean, during the heydays of foreclosures, 2008, 2009, 2010, I mean, that's how they generated most of their business. They would go on the court steps, they get $500 fee from the investor, or they get a $300 fee from the investor, and they help the investor to purchase and bid those properties. They will do the comps and all of that. But I think that, you know, honestly speaking, I mean, right now, you know, if you got somebody who's looking for foreclosures, they're just looking for a deal. And it's your job to provide them with a possible solution. If there is one. If there's not one, and if you're like, look, I don't want to deal with the investors, then don't touch them. Like with Susan's situation, I mean, she's got somebody and he's serious, and he's like, look, find me properties. I'm willing to pay for those properties. I'll buy 1 or 2 properties every single month, and then I'll use you to sell those properties. All you need just 1 or 2 of these guys or gals, you're set. But the only way to find out is to meet with them, is to have that conversation with them. Find out what their plans are, find out what their struggles are like, what their challenges are, what they're looking for in an agent, right? And come up with a solution. Okay. So I hope we were able to answer your question, Kelly. You know, the deals are still there. It's just, you just gotta spend more time looking for those deals. And again, that's your choice though. Do you really want to spend your time looking at those deals, finding those deals? Or do you want to focus your time more on some other more
Right.
traditional buyers?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, again, keep in mind, guys, we're all got 24 hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
24 hours a day. But we can choose, I mean, we choose every day how we use that 24 hours, right?
Right.
Cool. All right. How are we doing with the recording the introduction videos? When the sync leads, you guys get them. I mean, did you record those videos already?
Yes.
So I got a video from Susan Oliveira. Susan, do you mind if I share that video with the?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So this is Susan's video right here.
Hi, thank you so much for joining our website, Valley Home Search. This is Susan Oliveira with Best Home Real Estate. I am really excited to learn more about your home search and would love to have the opportunity to help you in your real estate needs. When can we chat this week?
All right.
So,
So,
I heard in Spanish too.
so, and you got the one in Spanish as well, right? So like if I get that text message, right, with Susan and her smiling and being excited about chatting with me and everything like that, I'm gonna reach out to Susan. I may not call Susan back, but I may say thanks. Hey, I appreciate the text. Thanks so much. I'll keep you in mind, or this and that, right? And that's how the conversation starts.
Mhm.
Yeah. So who else did the video this week?
I wrote it in my book that I need to do that.
Ah, your book, your planner, your
My planner. It
planner.
is on. It's on my list to do.
Okay, do it, guys. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, and you don't have to edit it. You don't have to put captions. You don't have to put any filters on it or anything like that. Just do the video. As a matter of fact, that's your homework. That's your homework. Do the video and then share those videos with the group. I don't know if you can share the video on Slack, but if you guys just text those videos to me and Alberto, and then we'll just share it with the group. all of you guys can do it. I know all of you guys done videos before. I know Josh did videos before. Angela, Ricardo, Marta, Samantha, Faye. All of you guys can do a video. Alberto, all of you guys can do a video. It's literally, it was like a 10 or 15, 20-second video. That's it. So that's your homework for today. Anything else that you guys want to cover? You want to talk about? Samantha, how you doing? You're quiet.
I am. I'm doing good.
We're missing your partner today.
You're missing my whip.
Your partner today.
I know.
Parker.
I actually met with him yesterday.
Oh yeah?
Conversation. So yeah.
Yeah.
Like his brain. He's pretty new, but he knows a lot about a lot. So it's it's cool to meet up with him.
He is new, but I know he's making moves. I mean, his goal this year, he wants to help 18 families.
Mhm.
And he had his first closing with Best Homes, I believe. So I spoke to him this morning. I congratulated him, and he was actually excited. He's giving keys today to his clients, I think, at this time at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But his plan is to close 17 more by the end of the year.
That's what he actually told me that yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Parker, your goal, listen, I think you're going to be able to close how many homes? What's your goal for this year?
At least 10. I'm trying 10.
All right. Awesome. I mean, you got one already under contract. Let's get another 10.
I have another one going pretty soon. It's in
That's
permit.
it.
So
That-
crossing my
that's-
fingers that it goes through soon.
That's it. I mean, is that a builder that you're working with, or it's an investor?
So it's an investor that I'm working with there. And then my sister is actually a builder. She's a home builder. So she has
Okay.
this is going to.
So you're going to be listing her properties.
I am, yeah.
So that's going to be your niche.
I'm hoping. I want to. I
That's
like the new, they're fun.
that's going to be your niche. And so now what you can do is, with a little bit more experience, now you can start approaching other builders,
Hmm.
right? Maybe smaller builders, not like Mandalay or the other one that you guys have. Like I don't think it's Horton, not Horton, but there's another one that Parker mentioned to me. But start approaching those and saying, hey, you know what? I work with this builder. I work with this builder. I got this house under contract. This house closed. Let me help you out.
So I'm actually pretty lucky. My dad actually owns a pump business up here, and I work for them as well. Well drilling and pump business.
So he knows a lot of builders.
And he knows all of the builders, which is
Wow,
great.
man.
I started reaching out to them already, so I'm hoping they already have real estate agents, but I kind of keep pushing myself and saying, hey, I got my real estate.
Hey, if I would be a single guy, I would marry you just because of that alone. Because now you can I think 10 houses is really, to be honest with you, on the low side this year. I think if you just tag along with your dad alone and start reaching out these builders every week, taking them for a cup of coffee or lunch,
Yeah.
man, you got them.
Yeah.
You got them. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That should be your focus, by the way. Every week you want to sit down with one builder for a cup of coffee.
Okay. All right. I'll
So
try
you
it.
do.
I'll put it on my planner.
That's it. Every week. Hey Benji, how you doing, bud? Come here. Yeah, you guys want to see my dog?
Cute.
Hey, come here.
He's cute.
Yeah, look at this guy. All right, go.
You
All right, guys.
have a Frenchie too, right?
I got a Frenchie, yeah, somewhere. Betty. Where's Teddy? Teddy. Teddy just sleeps and snores. That's all he does. All he does. All right, guys. Anything else before we go? How's everybody's mindset, by the way?
Good.
Right? Everybody's good?
I love coming into the office. I see so many people in the office now.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of that, we're talking about this. I think Ricardo was in our mastermind session that we did yesterday. We want to do in office, and that can be done also remotely with our Prescott office, listing call blitz. Listing call blitz. So we're shooting for March 4th, I think on Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., where we're going to invite all of the agents to come to the office. Pete Castellucci, the smoking hot realtor, is going to be grilling outside. He's going to have his barbecue rig. I know Gonzalo said he's going to bring some appetizers. And what we're going to be doing, we're going to be texting, we're going to be calling, we're going to be, I don't know, sending pigeons to our past clients with the notes, our SOI, our past clients, sync leads, doesn't matter, for sell by owners, and letting them know that the market is super hot, it's on fire, and your goal is to get at least one listing appointment.
Okay.
So that's the plan. Your sphere, your past clients, the people that you've been talking to, just letting them know, hey, the market is hot, there's no inventory, let me help you out, all right, and get listings. What do you guys think about that idea?
Good.
Okay. Now I know with Sam and Parker and Marge and Lee, they're all in Prescott, but maybe you guys can do the same exact thing at one of the locations, that Best Nest team got, and just do the same thing. Food, maybe some pizza, whatever it is, and just make phone calls. Sam, you can call all the builders that your dad's going to give you and set up coffee meetings. So stay tuned about that. We're gonna update you guys as we get closer to it. Angela posted something right here. Notice of trustee sales was in 9,000 per quarter in 2009. Today we might have 90 year closing. So like 90 in 1 year, Angela?
Yeah, if you click that link and look at the picture, it's by quarter.
Okay.
And there's like, I'm not taking the one that's really like out, that's like super high, but they're like up to 9,000 closings. Like there was one like up to between 10,000 and 11,000 one quarter one of 2009.
Yeah.
But that kind of like that peak is about 9,000 per quarter. And then now it's like, look, it's hardly anything at the bottom. Like if you go all the way to 2020.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing there. You're absolutely right. I mean, there's nothing there. And again, that's our job, to educate the buyers and kind of let them know that, hey, this is what's going on. I mean, look, in 2008, 2009, we had 9,000 per quarter. Now we have 90. Right. And that's like 4.2 million people that live in Maricopa County. So they're not existent. But again, you can still find them a good deal. Like again, Susan is doing it every single month. She's finding a deal or two from MLS. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I appreciate all of you. Let's work on those videos. Send them over to us. Okay. And I'll see you next week. Next week plan, we're going to be focusing on buyer consult. Okay. So once you get that buyer to meet with you, I'll share with you, the talking points and all the things that you want to discuss during your meeting with them. Okay, so that's going to be the plan for next week. Cool, buyer consultation. All right, have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Take care.
Done.
Have a good one, guys.